All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to Newbie Productions Virtual Fundraiser. I'm your host, Amari Gaston, and today we are here joined with Dan Martinez. Woo! Make some noise. Make some noise. Woo!
Totally unnecessary.
Thank you for joining us, Dan. All right, so I just want to know, how did you get involved with Newbie Productions?
So I've had the pleasure of knowing Newbie for going on like 16 years now. Not to date ourselves, but back to when we were in high school. Me being on the football team, him being one of the announcers. Also had the pleasure of him selecting me to be on Stepping Up Big Time, the public access show, where we got to talk a lot about sports. And since then, been in a couple documentaries and just been a solid friend for better part of 2 decades.
Good. Now, I'm curious. You used to be in the basement with him. I heard stories about that.
Yes, we were there in the basement, us dominating the sports airwaves from a young age. Funny story. Nubia asked me to participate in a talk show, a sports talk show growing up. I did not have cable TV at all. When we were growing up, it was just straight VHS, so our parents could completely control what we were watching. And so I had no idea that we were actually on TV. I thought we was just recording stuff for like film class or something, but we were actually on public access TV, and people would come up to us in public and be like, "Hey, I seen you on TV. You guys were talking sports, blah, blah, blah." And so that happened all the time.
That's cool.
I still have, the undefeated record of debating on that show.
Newbie, do you second that? No?
Oh my goodness.
All right, so you've been on 3 documentaries. You've been on Silence, Out of Bounds, and Protect, Serve, and Care. Which one is most important to you?
They definitely all have a significant place in my heart because they all have a different, they all take a piece apart of me. But if I had to pick one, it would definitely be Protect, Serve, and Care. That has the most integral and most impactful message that I feel. They all have impactful messages, but that one, especially given the temperament that we're in society today, has permeated a little bit more. And I feel like these messages, as they get out there, they make an impact. And I feel like Newbie's done a phenomenal job of getting messages out there, starting uncomfortable conversations, all these kind of things. And I was really proud to be a part of that one.
Yeah, one thing I love about Newbie Productions is, I know you guys heard me, if you guys have watched the other previous interviews, talking about how unbiased the production is, giving views from this side and that side, not just favoriting one side and making this side seem bad. And I love that about it.
That's one of the reasons why I have zero problems answering his phone calls whenever he calls me to be a part of them, is because of the fact that he specializes in getting conversations started. So it has nothing to do with, putting out one opinion or one or the other. You never have to worry about him slanting your words or changing the direction of something that you're trying to say, or the overall project to be, something that it's not. He's literally starting a conversation about the topic, and he's going to present all the angles, and then he's not trying to push agenda on you. He's literally just trying to get a conversation started and then let it go from there.
Yeah, I agree completely with you. You literally couldn't have said it better. So in the upcoming documentary, I Am You, what do you think people will get out of it? What do you want people to get out of it?
Well, first and foremost, I think the most important thing that people need to get out of these is just information. We live in a society now, at a time in history, where we are flooded with information and everybody needs it, and nobody knows where to find it, or they're just too lazy to do it. And so if Newbie puts out a product that is talking, in this case, about immigration in the United States, just the most important thing that I want people to get out of it is information. Whether they agree, whether they are on the same side of a fence as me, literally or figuratively, they can, get some information and then be able to feel comfortable having a conversation about the topic. So if you get information, that's the first step, and then we can move on from there. But information, and then we'll go.
Kind of love that answer. That was a great answer.
Yeah.
And finally, for the people watching at home, so they can be informed, tell us why they should be helping and donating to Newbie Productions.
There's so many things I could say, but first and foremost, these things are not cheap. They're not. They cost money to make. They take time. They've been a labor of love for the last 15 years for Newbie. But they require a lot of manpower. They require a lot of equipment. They require a lot of traveling. And he's willing to do it himself. But you guys, if you look at the evolution of Newbie Productions since he started, they've gotten better and better and better every single time. That's his development. That's maturity, but that's also funding, and that's also better people being around him. And he can't get better people if he doesn't have the funding to be able to do it. So I would definitely say that. I would also say that he stands for everything that you want in this community in this time. This is a person who has been selfless in his professional career, in his personal life, giving back to the community, giving to everybody around him. And I can personally say that I've benefited from having him in my life, so that's a great thing, and I will continue to put forth as much as I can for him. And on a lighter note, he is an absolutely terrible fantasy football player, and if he has to take funds from his personal pocket to fund the video, then he might not be in the fantasy football team, and that's an easy 2 wins a season, and we need that. So please donate so that we can continue dominating fantasy football.
As you can see, guys, any type of donations like to Newberry Productions,
critical, absolutely critical,
is greatly appreciated. Like you said, it's not easy to do, but with your help, anything is possible. So thank you guys. Thanks for joining us today.
Donate.
All right, we'll see you guys in the next interview.